Veterans are the lifeblood of American freedom, serving in some of the harshest situations to secure that freedom across the globe. This is the Lounge with Legends show, celebrating their transformation from battlefield to business. The Lounge with Legends show with Marty the Moac Martinez and James A. Phelps, a.k.a. Spartan 6.
Welcome. Episode 28.
Oh, man. Is it already October the 13th?
It is October the 13th.
Episode 28?
28. And I still haven't gotten better at the commercials. I'm still messing them up.
Well, at least you're looking at the camera when it comes on. I'm still down here looking at my phone and stuff. So it's all good. It's all good, man.
So what are you wearing? What kind of...
So, I can't help but to dress for success, You have your Moac. I have the best, the most fashionable part of it.
Yeah, I'm actually wearing my Be the Guide pin from Story Brand.
What? I get a close up of that. What is that? Be the Guide. What is that? What is Be the Guide?
Story Brand's certified guide. And I got the Pocket Square Hero. So
I do that. I have that too.
Oh, there you go. Oh man.
Yeah.
Trying to outdo you. But so this week is an exciting week. It's been a crazy week. I was excited to go to AUSA, but so many things canceled, and then getting some people ready for the pitch contest.
Yes.
With yesterday we had Monday? We had the Humble Alphas, Stephen Eugene Kuhn and Lane Balone on with our marketing minute with JTF 214, talking about the HAVE mission in Houston. And then yesterday, there's a lot of scrambling to get those last minute pitch contests. We were helping out a number of clients get their stuff in. So we're praying with them that they become a finalist. So prayers going out there for those guys. But
it's amazing just to watch the transformation, just like the pod, just like the show, if we can help one person a day, that's what it's about. And it just, to see those faces after we were able to do what we do with the power story, it's amazing. Oh, James, you need someone to dress you. Yeah, absolutely. That's funny that, my uncle actually mentions that, because let me tell you something. After last week's episode, let me tell you what happened. Not even 2 minutes.
I know somebody who can dress you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. But I did win most fashionable in high school. I did win that, best dressed. But last week after our episode, it was crazy. Right after I got off the episode, I got a call, and this is a good thing about having family support, right? I got a call from a retired Chief Master Sergeant from the Air Force chewing me out about how I looked. I said, why? What's going on? He said, you didn't shave. I was like, what? So I did prepare. I got to send a shout out to my father, Chief Master Sergeant retired Ronald Phelps. I shaved today, so therefore I'm in regulations and I'm good to hook for today's show.
That's good. Yeah, so you're shaved. We got our pitch contest people in, ready for that half for the street shares. The next thing is, if you're a veteran entrepreneur, to get out there to Houston for the Humble Alpha Veteran Empowerment Event, which will be the 5th, 6th, and 7th. The 5th is for females only. The 6th and 7th is for veterans. That'll be in Houston, Texas. I will put the link in the comments, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. Lots of amazing speed coaches that'll be there. So you get to go around and find a coach where you need help. Maybe if you need some marketing help.
I heard they had the best of the best coaches going to be there. Just saying. I heard that through the rumor mill.
That's what I heard. But it's going to be it's going to be, if it's anything like, and I assume it's only going to be better than what I experienced, that small few hours that I had in DC for the Military Influencer Conference DC. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And so,
thank you. Thank you.
Thank
you. Although my beard, for some reason, it's not as black as I remember. It's more gray. So it did look, it was a little rough, but
we love you, Virginia.
Thank you for tuning in Virginia. From Virginia.
Right. So who do we get this week?
Man, this is huge. And speaking of the power of networking, how did we meet Kyle Hansen? Do you know? You remember?
Absolutely.
How?
Scott Davidson, who was one of our legends in June, hosted one of his amazing events called Burbiz, which he does at the MGM National Harbor. And the next one's going to be in DC. We actually met Kyle there, or not in DC, in Vegas in January.
We got to ask Kyle if he's going to be in Vegas. We got to make sure we ask him.
Well, I'm sure he will.
Well, we got to ask him
when he comes on. But that's how we met him. He was walking around looking quite dapper. I believe he was with his significant other. And was that his birthday present? I don't know. We'll have to ask him when he gets on.
And then one thing we forgot to mention too is happy birthday to the Navy real quick before we bring him on.
Happy birthday,
I know he's a Marine, so I don't want to say happy birthday to the Navy to him, but we will say happy birthday to the Navy, October the 13th. And, the other reason why we're excited about having Kyle on the show, the things that he is doing with the help of other veterans, both retired, active duty, those that are still serving, is amazing. He's doing a lot of things. Hopefully he'll talk about the stuff that he's doing out in California to help with the recycling and cleanup. I think he was a part of the cleanup that was happened with the oil spill there as well.
There's so many good things going on. And then it's amazing. But enough of us. Let's bring on the legend. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Let's go.
Out here.
That camera guy's got to get fired. Whoever's operating that system, man.
Yeah, that was legit. No, that was a great intro. I loved it.
Welcome to our legend this week, Kyle Hansen, United States Marine Corps.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate you.
Oh man, so we met, like he was saying, at Burbiz. And that was pretty awesome. And you were was that for your birthday?
Yeah, no. So I flew out. I believe Burbiz was in August, right?
Yeah,
it was in August, but my birthday's September 10th, and I was like, well, Scott, he puts on amazing events, and I've been to a couple of them, so I love going and networking with other veterans and other like-minded people, and that was part of what I wanted to do for my birthday. So, but yeah.
I don't know.
Kyle was walking around though like a rock star. So we had to wait till the end of the night to actually come and talk with you. That was crazy. I was like, this guy's been walking around, and I don't know if it wasn't. I don't know if significant other, but you had a companion there. Mm-hmm. I didn't. Marty, if somebody's still dating, you can't say significant other. But anyway, just saying. But he was walking around like a rock star. I said, who is this guy? And then I realized, and I put it together because we actually had connected a little bit prior to the event on LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. And I was like, because what you're doing with the recycling piece, and I was like, man. And then I put it together, and I'm just honored, and it was just great that Scott was able to put on a great event, and we were able to connect actually face to face. So that was great.
No, yeah, likewise. It was great meeting you guys, and look forward to building a connection with you guys and everyone we're sharing with today online.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This is great. So you're dialing in from where today?
So I'm down in Irvine, California.
Okay. And is that where you're born and bred, or is that where you just settled?
So I was actually born in Sacramento, and spent a little bit of my adolescent life up in the Oakland County area. Then when my parents, were fortunate enough to be able to move out, they moved down to sunny Southern California, where I spent, growing up, going to high school down here in Orange County.
Nice.
So why didn't you join I want to ask why he didn't join the Army and why he went into the Marine Corps. That's what I was going to ask him, Marty, but.
Yeah, I'm actually getting recruited to the Army right now since I'm still young enough.
Let us know. We know some people.
Yeah. You're like, hey, I know a guy. He's got some good paperwork for you. No, well, so I actually joined the Marine Corps because I had a lot of family who served in the United States Marine Corps. One of my older cousins was an Iraq veteran, and he was a great inspiration to me growing up. Just how he held himself, through the trial and tribulations of while he was serving, but also post-service. That was hard for him. So, just seeing that and also having other family members who have served in the Marine Corps, I just wanted to keep that legacy rolling forward.
Nice. What did you do in the Marines?
So I was an 0311 infantryman, and I was also an 8152, which is security forces. It's essentially an 03 contract, but prior to going into the infantry unit, you do what is called like a B billet. Essentially, you do security for assets vital to national security.
Nice. And you served for how long?
I served for a little over 4 years. I signed a 5-year contract, but was unfortunately medically separated due to some injury while I was serving.
Right. So what was your, obviously you had your reason for joining, but what was your favorite, memories from serving and continue to serve and give back for so much? And
yeah, so, while serving, I think everyone could connect who has served, is that camaraderie you build, right? The first people you go to boot camp with, or if it's, for myself, those who I'm still connected with from infantry training, ended up going to the same units, ended up, working hard together and ready to deploy together. Those are the memories that I cherish, because to this day, I still have close friendships with those who I dug fighting holes with, and, those who I served with. And it's great to see where everyone's at today. Some of them are still serving. But I think that's my most cherished memory, is building those connections, which I think all veterans have created while they were serving.
Absolutely. When you look at me and James, for 20 years, we're still.
Exactly. No, and that you guys are literally the example of what I'm talking about, right? 20 years and nothing has changed. The bond is still the same. And that's what I truly appreciate.
You're right. Exactly. Nothing has changed. I'm still Marty's boss. That's the key to that. That's the key to that. That's my goal. Every episode, at some point, the word boss and Marty has to be put out there. But I had a question. This one, and I had some Marines that worked for me with my last business that I had open. What's the difference, and what does it mean when somebody says a Hollywood Marine? I'm confused by the Hollywood Marine thing and the East Coast. What is the difference in that? Because I have no idea.
Yeah, so I think the majority of it, from what I understand, is if you were west of the Mississippi, you're a Hollywood Marine because you went to San Diego for boot camp. Everyone on the East Coast is the opposite. I know it goes for the same for infantry training too. Like, there's always that undisclosed beef or undisclosed bragging rights of, I'm a West Coast Marine, or I'm an East Coast Marine, especially in the infantry. You know how people are. I know you gentlemen know that. I know the Army has their fair share of rivalry inside its organization.
So which one's better?
Oh, West Coast.
Okay, good.
Oh.
I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know if you're going to throw out there the East Coast on that one. So that's good.
I did go to Camp Lejeune for squad leaders course, and I really actually enjoyed Lejeune. Other than the weather was awful, but I mean that's a part of the mission, right? Part of the ship, part of the crew style going to Lejeune. But I really did enjoy getting a brief experience over there as well. But yeah, West Coast has my heart for sure, and also my soul, especially in the military.
I love how you said just a brief stay at the East Coast. Just a little fraction of time.
Yeah, just something very brief, a couple months. It was good.
Oh man.
So what was so when you were in the so I mean I'm trying to get to what are the things that you still carry with you, like lessons you're carrying with you today from the Marines that are like, you know what, these are the things, good or bad, that are like those stay with me. Those are my lessons that make me the leader I am. Because you're an entrepreneur now, right? I mean, so what are those? What are those lessons?
Yeah, so I think I would say the most important lesson I learned from the military was working with all kinds of different people and different styles of leadership. You get this is all relative, right, to everyone's opinion, but you get your good and bad leadership. You get the leaders you like, you get the leaders you don't like. You really learn from a really young age, especially if you join after high school, like I did. You learn in high school. I didn't really have any skills. I was just kind of a punk. I was like, I'm going to join the Marine Corps. It's what I want to do. I didn't really have great work ethic in school. I wasn't the best in school either. And that leads to my second thing that I think is very important that the military taught me was work ethic. Even if you didn't have great work ethic, you were taught work ethic. If it was through force, if you were pushing, in the sand, or if you just got the hang of things and you were still pushing in the sand because someone else didn't do their job right? So I think those are definitely the two most important things, because you don't get hands-on skills like that. And us being infantrymen, I think people fail to realize the opportunities, especially while serving. Plenty of my brothers that I served with, I think people forget and don't realize the skills you truly develop and could use post-service. I mean, the most important, like I said, is working with anyone, right? Understanding different styles of leadership. That really plays a role in the civilian world, because a majority of people did not serve. And a majority of people didn't get to go through a brick and mortar style education process where, hey, you're taught this is what you do. And that's what the military essentially is when they're teaching you things. And you develop this style to where it's like A, B equals C. And I think we could all get that right, when it comes into the military. And if you could apply those things into the civilian workforce when you get out and use the opportunity of like, oh, this guy reminds me of Joe Schmo from the Marine Corps. I didn't like his style of leadership, but I know how to work with a guy like that, because at the end of the day, I still have to work with them if I like them or not. And that's truly the power of serving the military. And also the third, and very equally important as the other two, is you're serving your country. I know that's not really a skill, but it's still something that you put on your persona, you put on that uniform. The freedoms we have today are because of those who serve and those who've created this beautiful country, right? So I think it's important to understand that is a skill that you have developed, and you serving in the military doesn't necessarily mean you could do anything you want in life. Everything's always earned, right? Just because we serve doesn't mean, oh my God, you're the best at task management or you're the best at logistics. That's not the case. But it's still something very valuable and important that builds your persona and builds your mental state, that resiliency. So that's why I think that's the third most important.
No, I love it. Those are great. I mean, those are solid answers. I can't disagree. That's
Yeah,
your
I had a very short career in the Marine Corps, relatively, if you're going to call it a career for some people, right? Because there's careers to do 20, but it's that low level leadership that helps build you as an individual, especially, since my experience is in the infantry, that's all I could really speak on. But the principles that the Marine Corps created as well, it really drives you forward in understanding, like, if you do apply these things, they do work. Not everyone applies it, like I said, right? I know people who get out and they just get lazy, they get complacent, and that's unfortunate, and they don't realize what they learned.
Right. No, it is about the application, and a lot of it is, and we talk about this all the time, is having the mental resiliency to find and hunt the good stuff, because you can sit there and bitch about, oh, I've got to do X, Y, and Z, with Fieldcraft. Why am I filling these sandbags? Why am I doing X, Y, and Z?
Yeah. Of course.
But what's a lesson? What's something you can learn from it? What's a takeaway? And if there's definitely something that being an infantry will teach us, it is embracing the suck and going, well, it could always be worse.
Absolutely.
And in that is being in business, being an entrepreneur. That's a skill that's very much required, I believe.
I think it builds resiliency. Absolutely. Being on that 20K hike in the rain, right? Or like you said, filling sandbags, even digging fighting holes, all those things. I mean, for you guys, jumping out of planes and breaking your knees on the way down, right? So, I mean, all those little things, if you take it into the perspective of it's building you as an individual to be resilient for life in general, right. I think it's very important to understand that. I wish they taught that a little bit more clearly and not so much an indirect lesson of the military. But I also do know the military isn't here to, necessarily coach your mentality. You're there to serve the country. So I get that piece as well.
Yeah, no, but it's hard, but it's one of those things that we do is we being a military, create these men and women that come out different. And that's why, that's part of why we struggle, because we transition into the military. It's something we talk about all the time, is we transition into the military. You go to your MEP station, you raise your hand, and that's when a transition begins. You transform when that drill instructor, that drill sergeant gets in your face and starts yelling at you. And next thing you know, you come out, you're a soldier, sailor, airman, Marine, or space cadet, whatever they are.
Space Force.
Yeah, that's the way to go, for sure.
Right. But you come out and you're different. And then you come back out of the military, and it's sometimes you've learned a lot, but then you've changed. And so there's some of that emotional, mental stuff that you have to go through, good, bad, and different, that you just got to kind of realize and go, And that's kind of why we started. We talked about this. We had a client call before this about why we started this show. And I was telling them, I was going through my own mental journey as I was unpacking and getting ready for retirement after 28 years. Because I came in the Army in 1992. I just got out last year. And so coming in as an 18-year-old, it's like, I'm old. I'm not the same guy. So
well, first of all, thank you for your continuous service that you brought to our country and the freedoms we have. And I think something that is super important, what you mentioned, is, so for myself, I served 4 years, right? You served an extra couple decade and some change. And
he just called you old.
Just throw it out there. You got to throw it out there. Let them know, hey, the wisdom is there. Wisdom is here with Marty and James today. And part of that wisdom is, especially those who have served up in the higher echelons on the officer side and enlisted, especially when they get out, I've noticed, just from seeing on social media, right? The power of social media, there's good and bad. But I've noticed, you have built so many individuals. So you have tailored so many Marines, sailors, soldiers, airmen, space cadets, whatever it is. And you get out and you almost mentally have to start over, because your service does matter, but wherever you end up, if it's in sales, if it's in logistics, you still have to build people. You still have to be a leader and mentor. And I think that's taxing mentally. But like going back to what we said originally, right? All those little things that we've done throughout our time in service builds that resiliency to where you could constantly over and over build that mindset of, I'm going to build leaders every day because I am a leader. That doesn't end when I get out of service. Helping people, building community, and tailoring your leadership and tailoring others, that doesn't end.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I mean, that's powerful. I mean, you talk about resiliency. I mean, each one of us have our own different journey that we have been on. And, I look at you and I see more resiliency in you than I do see in myself, because of, something that's taken away from you unexpectedly, right, through an event, and you have to, react. And your resiliency just to deal with that situation, leaving unexpectedly is, to me, that's a sign of your character and how resilient you are, and being able to start. I know we're going to talk about it in the next, the second half of the show, but just being able to start what you have done so far. I'm excited to see where you're going to go in the future.
Thank you. I truly appreciate that, James. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
No, it is true. I mean, it's the resiliency that James is talking about, where you weren't expecting to be put out or leave.
No. Yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't think our AV was going to run over a gas line in my career at that point. I definitely was trying to do a little bit more in the military. I felt like I had a lot to offer for the country. So yeah. I was willing to do that. But no, it's exactly. I think it's the sooner you realize that resiliency is one of the top things you get out of being in the military and apply that. I think personally that is the key to success, being able to because you're going to fail more times than you succeed the more you try things. I mean,
right.
And it's okay. I think truly people, they get out and they feel like they're stuck in a lane, right? Like, oh, I did this in the military, so this is all I'm good at.
Right.
I don't think that's the case at all. I think, you have developed skills to where you could go try anything you want. It doesn't matter how old you are. You could be 30, 40, 50, 60. We're all on this planet and we have one chance to make an impact, with our community,
right,
our country, and ultimately the world, because we are world influence. And I think all of us are capable of doing that, no matter how long you served. You build that resiliency. If you could be resilient through anything in life, you will hit success.
No, I love it. Absolutely. That's one of the things that our coach, Donald Miller, he says it all the time about value-driven professionals. And the value-driven professional will fail, but they will fail a lot. And they're going to fail more often than others, but they're also going to succeed because they're going to keep trying. And one of the things we talk about is it's okay to fail because it's your first attempt in learning. It's when you stop that you become a failure. And so you got to keep pushing. What's up, James?
No, I was just saying, Kyle, you're a perfect example of this. I think about, the question I have, and I know we're going to get into this, is what would have happened if you would have stayed in the Marine Corps longer, right? We wouldn't have had, the 62 cleanups that you've already held this year. We wouldn't have had the 16,740 pounds of trash that you've been able to remove. And then the 1,600 plus community members that are there to help support. So I feel like you are, I tell this to Marty. I heard this a long time ago. Service doesn't end with a contract, and you are the perfect example of showing that. You're demonstrating by doing, and that's why I get really excited seeing what you're doing from all the way here on the East Coast.
I truly appreciate that, and I 100% agree with both your guys' mindset. Service doesn't end with a contract, that's for sure. That should be in a majority of people's bios when they get out. That should be in everyone's LinkedIn bio when they get out.
I'll go at it today.
Yeah, hey, go trademark it. Start the LinkedIn ad campaign.
I'll let everyone use it, but if you do want to send me $5, that's fine. I'll take that $5 Stripe account. Just click the button.
Well, let's do this. I want to cut to commercial, and then let's talk about what you're doing now that you've left, and then those lessons that you've carried forward and what it means to you in your new business. All right?
Absolutely.
All right.
When you see a veteran wearing that new outfit, he was like $1 million. Giving back is key for me, quite frankly. We did an event called Suiting Our Heroes, where we invited everybody to come in and basically donate their gently used suit. Because there's a lot of veterans out there, to be quite frank, that can't even afford a suit. So what we did was we had the community get involved, giving food, giving some soft drinks, and basically come out and donate your gently used suit. What we did with those suits is we went ahead and gave them to veterans that couldn't afford anything because they're gently used. We had them tailored. We donated a shirt and tie to go with that. And guess what? When you see a veteran wearing that new outfit, he feels like $1 million. And he knows he can go out there for the next chapter of his life and feel confident about that.
You're watching the Lounge with Legends TV show with your hosts, Marty Martinez and James A. Phelps.
There he is. Hey, if you're just tuning in, this is Marty Martinez and James A. Phelps. This week we have our legend Marine Corps veteran Kyle Hansen of Recycling for Veterans. And he's telling us, just finished telling us about why he served and why he was in his call to serve and the lessons learned in the Marine Corps. And now we're about to learn about why he started Recycling for Veterans. So let's go ahead and start talking about that and unpacking that one.
Yeah, appreciate. First of all, that intro almost had me doing a lap around the office right now. I was like, this intro is crazy. This is awesome. But so a part of what drove me to found Recycle for Veterans was when I was injured in the Marine Corps. So just a little backstory on that. While I was in the infantry with 1st Marine Regiment, 1st Marine Battalion, 1-1, my AV ran over a gas line that was exposed and ultimately blew up essentially and caused a fire. That led to myself getting medically separated from that incident, and that was on Camp Pendleton. And when I was at Wounded Warrior Battalion, get my paperwork, for the med sep, they were very helpful to me. I kind of realized, like I mentioned to you guys earlier, I still wanted to serve, and that was kind of like the narrow mindset I had. I realized that the results were in, that wasn't feasible for me anymore. So I had to essentially think of, okay, what am I going to do for I need to have some purpose, because that's why I joined the military. I joined because I wanted to serve others in my community. That was the sole reason why I joined the infantry. Second, obviously I need income. I need that security. And I realized that second one didn't necessarily matter to me, because at the end of the day, all I truly cared about was making an impact on others' lives and continuing my service. So I was at Wounded Warrior, just kind of walking into the gym, because that's where we would meet in the morning. And honestly, I saw a bunch of trash in the parking lot, and I was like, I guess I was like super disgruntled that day or something. I don't know. I was pissed off. And I picked up the trash, and I don't know if Mark Zuckerberg or somebody was listening to me on my phone, but later that day, or a couple days after, I saw the Great Pacific Garbage Patch on my social media platforms. And I saw that, and I was like, why are we dealing with this? Why is this an issue for, why is this even happening? And I started doing more and more research. I started realizing that there needs to be leadership in this field, which there currently is. There's amazing leadership taking initiative, but I wanted there to be an opportunity for veterans to serve for an equally important purpose, in my opinion, which serving our country is the utmost importance, but also ultimately, let's think 5-6 decades from now, when we're not around anymore, is our service going to matter if the children of our planet can't have the fruits we did, can't have the clean water we did, don't have that example? Unfortunately, we need to learn from history, and I took it as a history lesson. So that's what ultimately gave me the drive to start Recycle for Veterans.
I love that. So, and you're still young, but
Yes.
But
He's going in the Army again, remember?
I know, right?
Yeah, no, there was actually a contract when I joined the stream. I like auto filled a contract out. I'm going airborne.
Airborne.
82nd. No, so I want to ask you this though. But if you could turn back time and go back to 18-year-old Kyle, what would you tell him about? What advice would you give him about the Marine or entrepreneurship? What would you change?
So I think the one thing I would change, and it's honestly, I think first of all, my mindset is everything happens for a reason, right? Everything that happens in life, from, simple things like, oh, you went on a road trip and you forgot something, or, to more severe things to where life altering events, everything is a trial. Everything is an opportunity to grow, learn, and build yourself as an individual. I would tell my younger self that if, just while I was at a very young age, like just finished boot camp, I would tell myself to absorb more ideologies from the worst leadership that I had than the better. Because like I said earlier today, you take the best of everyone, right? And you create your own style of leadership. That's what I did in the military. But I wish I understood the styles I didn't necessarily jive with, instead of just kind of like, oh, I don't do that, and I push it to the side at a younger age. I would have told myself, take it for a lesson, learn why, what is their thought process behind that. So then where I am now, I could work with, I would be in depth with any individual. To this day, I still get annoyed when everyone has those people they don't like working with, right? Yeah. But help understand those things.
No, I don't know which way I was supposed to point. Was I supposed to? Oh, actually, yeah, he is up there. Now, let me ask you a question about the actual process of the cleanups, because I know you've already had 62 events, and I think you have 2 more coming up this month, if I'm not mistaken. You have one coming up in Newport Beach, and then on the 16th, and then you have the one on the 30th in California.
I'll definitely jump into that. So first off, Recycle for Veterans is an environmental conservation organization, which simply means we're here for the benefit of our environment and our communities. We're here to clean, also restore any of the environment. And how we do that is through our mission, which our mission is to remove trash from our planet by empowering veterans to clean our communities. And how we accomplish our mission is by having our veteran operated cleanup crews cleaning our planet. The end result is we're giving veterans a chance to recycle, in quotes, their leadership skills and continue to serve in a different and equally important way. And I know I mentioned that briefly earlier and about why we do our cleanups and why we started this organization is because that bridge of getting out of service, it doesn't end with the contract. You know, like you said, James, it does not end there. And essentially that's what we're doing here is we're giving veterans a chance to, everyone at the end of the day who served our country, no matter what your motives were, you deep down inside have an appreciation for serving your community, serving others. No matter what your reason was for joining, you build that, or that was why you joined. And what I wanted to provide was an environment where veterans could come and connect with communities, that being people who have served, veterans, those who have never served but have a son or daughter who have served. So, they've always supported veterans. You even have people who are allies who have never had anyone in service, but they just truly appreciate all the sacrifices our military does. And finally, you have the people who want to come out for the cleanup, and they're not educated on the importance of our military or the importance of, keeping our country safe. You learn at our events. It's building that gap that we don't have. When I noticed, at least when people get out, there's still that gap in understanding and community. And we're providing a solution, which at the end of the day is we're here to clean our planet. And that's the common goal. And no matter what your beliefs are, what your thoughts are, you could come to our event and you will leave knowing that, you know what? I didn't like the military before for whatever reason, but I have a new understanding and a new appreciation for those who have served. And the reason why I said that example is because we've had that before. We've had people who come out and are like, you know what? I just wanted to clean the beach for the environment. I don't necessarily agree with the military. And all of a sudden, by the end of the cleanup, they were like, you know what? They just started cleaning with one of the veterans. They met them as an individual, and it relabeled the military for him, because he realized at the end of the day, this individual who served is just like me. We want the better for our communities, for our people and our country and the planet. And that's an in-depth explanation to, why I created this and why this is happening.
So peeling back the onion on the event itself specifically,
Yeah.
how can you walk us through, like, what does one of your events look like? How does that go? Do we show up? Like, how does that process work?
Yeah, so first off, you would sign up at recycleforvets.com if you would want to attend one of our events. We post all our events on there. We currently service and operate from San Diego to Seattle, Washington. So we operate on the West Coast in major cities. And the way our events would go is you just sign up and you show up and you are a part of the experience. Our Eco Warriors, which is our volunteer base of veterans and active duty service members who have taken our pledge to join our organization and receive personal and professional benefits for running these cleanups, for operating these events. That once you come to our cleanups as a volunteer, you are just there. We'll give you a safety brief. We'll explain why we're here today, the importance of today, and we'll get out there and just clean. Build a community. It's very organic when you come out to our cleanups. You never know who you'll meet. We've had executives of companies come out and just clean, be a volunteer, and meet new people. We've had veterans who didn't really have a good community, to be around. They show up and now they're a part of our community and they're building new connections, new friendships. It's really empowering to see what happens when you just bring people together under the common goal, which is to make an impact in communities, but also do well for those around you.
Yeah.
So I pulled up your website because I think it's pretty awesome. So this is your website.
Correct.
It is the correct one, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, these are impressive numbers. And then you have a list of those upcoming events that you have. You've got the Newport cleanup, and then your cleanup and axe throwing. That's not each other, is it?
No. So we're trying something new for our Halloween cleanup. So everyone's going to show up in costumes. It'll be fun. We're going to show up in costumes and clean. And then afterwards, we're all going to go to this local brewery where you could throw axes at targets and, just build that community. Our mission, yes, we're cleaning our environment and our planet. But like I've mentioned a couple times, it's about building that community as well. So we like to end our events with something fun or something that involves everyone, not something that, will be like, oh, all right, everyone break out into your groups that you came with and have a good time. No, we make it very inclusive, and we encourage people to meet new friends, but also through what we organize, it almost forces those who are, not so they're a little shy or they don't really have a lot of friends. It forces them to connect with other people, which I think is empowering in itself too.
No, it's just cool. And then it's got a list of those communities in which you were speaking about. And then there's your mission. And then you get to select where you belong. This is
we have a spot for everyone. Everyone in our organization has a spot. So we want to make sure that we could gauge every single individual.
So you can go here, you can select where you belong or where you identify and where you want to join in there. And then I think this is pretty awesome. I wish we were closer because I know we would be there.
Well, if you keep scrolling down too, we have our tentative targets for the future of where we're going to operate by 2023. We definitely have spots on the East Coast, but the way that could happen sooner is through our volunteer base, those who want to join our Eco Warrior program, active duty and veterans, and want to take the stand and help us spread our mission. That's definitely a way for us to get on the East Coast faster. Florida will be a little bit sooner than North Carolina and New York and Texas, but we have a lot planned in the next couple of years. And to be honest, we have even more regions that we aren't listing on there that we plan to be at by 2023.
Awesome. Do you have anything special for November 15th, World Recycling Day?
So we are kind of bunching that together with Veterans Day. So Veterans Day, I believe, is on the 13th, correct?
11th.
And what we're going to do is we're going to hold a company-wide event. So all our regions in green you see there are going to hold events, RFE cleanups at the same time, same day, different locations, obviously. But we're going to bring our veteran community together because part of Veterans Day, if you read what Veterans Day truly is showing appreciation to those who have gave up the sacrifices, those who have served our country. So we could be here and have this podcast today, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to celebrate that. And we're going to combine, Recycling Day with that. We also celebrate other eco holidays like Coastal Cleanup Day. Those are kind of like our Christmas and Thanksgiving, right? So we do those things. And it's going to be a lot of fun because this year's goal was to hit 40 cleanups. And our final event on Veterans Day will be with all those regions. We will hit 40 cleanups. So we're going to be celebrating a couple big things on Veterans Day.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That is awesome. So people want to reach out to you. They want to sign up. They pick an event here and click here. So they come to the website, which is scrolling on the bottom, recyclingforvets.com.
Correct.
And click here. And I think James has already put it in the comments as well. So, and if not, we'll make sure it's on there and we'll tag as well.
That's the best way to just get out and support us. We do highly recommend for our active duty and veterans to take a look at our Eco Warrior program, which is a program designed for like I said, veterans and active duty service members to receive personal and professional benefits for simply just cleaning our planet, joining our events. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up. One of those being, I know you gentlemen mentioned that Borbiz in Vegas. We'll be taking our Eco Warriors to Vegas with us. We'll be at Borbiz with them, giving them an opportunity to network and grow their personal network, because simply they just attend our events. They joined our program, and we're gonna make a great experience for them. You know, it's gonna be amazing. They're gonna get a great in-depth look of other veterans, other allies, supporters, active duty service members who truly just want to better themselves, like we met, right? You know, it was extremely empowering meeting you two gentlemen, because what the platform you guys are providing for people and the purpose of Lounge for Legends. And I know you guys give tremendous credit when you say legends, but you know, you guys are truly the legends for putting this out there, you know, for putting people what they're doing. Because at the end of the day, that's what I truly think these platforms were designed for, is for us to share our stories, connect with like-minded people. And that's what we're going to do at Borbiz in Vegas for sure.
Absolutely. Hey, one of the things that you mentioned about the current service members is, I know for the Army, I'm not sure about the other services, but, you know, with so many volunteer hours, you can actually accumulate that, get with your S1 or G1, and then you get a medal, a volunteer medal, and that goes to promotion points if you're enlisted, and that'll help you out. So that'll help you out. Get promoted.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for bringing that up. So we actually do provide LOAs for all active duty service members. For those who don't know what an LOA is, letter of appreciation. It's simply a document saying, hey, you did this, you did X amount of community service hours, and you helped not only build the community, bringing it closer, but you also removed X amount of debris and rubbish that we have picked up. We provide tremendous amount of LOAs to our active duty service members so they can work towards that medal. Because part of being, and I know you two as leaders who have both served at higher echelons too, it's extremely important for younger enlisted, even younger officers, to get involved with their community, build their skills, because we're young. You know, we're young. We need to build those skills. We need to grow, talk, and learn stories from new people. We get a lot of privates, especially in the infantry. The infantry community has been very loving to RFE, and they show up and they learn stories from those who served before them. Like, hey, I would have done this better. Like you asked me, what would you tell yourself? They get an in-person experience doing that. Yeah. And they also receive an LOA, and it puts them apart from their peers.
No, that's really awesome. I appreciate that. Let me ask you this before the Freedom Means question. What's the one tip you would give to America to help make the world better?
That's a great question. In my opinion, I think we all need to realize that we're here together. We're not divided. Everyone can have their own opinion in America, and that's what we stand for, the freedoms, right? And this is just my opinion, I don't do this, but if you want to sit, kneel, stand, go to the bathroom, drink a beer during the national anthem, that is your freedom. You want to express your opinions, that's your freedom, because that's what our country stands for. And the one piece of advice to wrap it back into it before I go on a rabbit hole is, because I could sit here for hours and talk about that, is at the end of the day, I think we need to understand one another. We need to understand that there is no definite right or wrong on either side, no matter what you believe in. Because at the end of the day, we all matter on this planet, and what we do today will affect tomorrow. And if we don't work together, I know you guys know this in the military, what happens when you don't work together? Nothing works. Right. Fail, and it could all, depending on what environment you're in, it could lead to other things. And if we want our future generations to prosper, we need to be the example. I don't want to be a statistic from history that where they learn from us because we were too divided. You know, if that makes sense. I don't want this to be something in the history book like, hey, we were all once divided, but now we're all together. no, let's be that change and let's all stand together and understand that everyone could enjoy an opinion, but also, not agree with it.
Absolutely. I love it.
Wow, that was a good one.
I love the answer. I kind of rolled the two in together, threw you for a loop because it was, I felt like we were heading that way.
No, absolutely. No, I enjoy conversation. No questions off topic for me. I think these are all important things, no matter what platform you're on, to talk about, because we're all here together, and that's part of the principles of RFE, right? And why we started this thing is we want to bring people together, because the small change we're making now will one day be a big change, because the more people we touch, the more like-minded individuals, which honestly, there's a lot of people who think the same out there. Right. I know we all agree, like we had our conversation at Borbiz. We all can agree that we want to keep our planet in one piece.
Yeah.
And we also could agree that our service did matter because it built skills for us. There's so many perspectives in life that I think are not looked at. Everyone is so quick to jump, so quick to get onto something, when in reality, we just need to work together. We need to, that's kind of a kumbaya kind of to some out there.
I think you're
the truth.
I think you're right.
Yep.
So I got a question for you on this Navy birthday before we get in the green room.
And to be clear, I do celebrate our brothers and sisters in the Navy. We have a tremendous amount of Navy volunteers. Even some of our leadership is Navy. So happy birthday to the Navy.
So the question is, do you think the Army is going to have a huge victory against the Navy or a small victory against the Navy?
No, I'm Team Navy here, but we'll see. We'll see. We gotta stay focused. I know the Army has a bunch of savages on our team. You guys are corn-fed in there, so your guys' line is absolutely devastating. Devastating.
So we're going to see you in Borbiz in Las Vegas in January.
Absolutely, and you'll see a lot of our eco warriors there too.
All right, I appreciate it. Well, thanks again, Kyle.
Thanks, Kyle.
In the green room. Thanks for being our legend this week. And if you're watching this, please go ahead, check out their mission. It's absolutely amazing. We've had Kyle. We really enjoyed having him on this week. And Semper Fi, brother.
Thank you, guys. Semper Fi. I truly appreciate your time today. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, sir. James, how's you?
It's a good one. Kyle's, he's beyond his years. I see a political office possibility for him over there in California, running for an election. That's what I think I see in his future. But he's spot on. Together we can accomplish more.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's definitely on to some great things there. So what was your key takeaway from Kyle?
The key takeaway, and a lot of folks I think can relate to this, it doesn't matter, the rank that you were when you got out and left service. You could still make an impact whether you're a private or a general. Just it's amazing. I mean, I'm excited for, just his future. I mean, I'm going to volunteer. I got to figure out how I can get involved with this. I'm really passionate about recycling, and I want to get involved more, because he's spot on and he's right. We gotta, that's what it's about, Marty. We gotta leave the place or person better than the way we found it. That's the rule.
Absolutely. Hey, next week we've got Sir Jonathan Bowman Perks, our first ally.
I would do my English impersonation, but it doesn't work out that well.
Please don't. He'll be on October 20th. We'll be here. And I will be on his show. I'll at least record
tomorrow.
I don't know if it's live, but I'll record it tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
It's an early one, 8 a.m. So I'll just be dropping the children off and then getting back to do that. And then after that, we've got Matt Eversman. So it's going to be good. A lot of good stuff. And again, thanks to A-Rod, salute to Suits. They're sponsoring our suit giveaway. If you're interested in the suit giveaway package, Right now, I'm actually rebuilding the website. I do apologize, but DM us the word suit on the JTF 214 Facebook page, suit, and we will get and why you need this suit. And the suit is it's a men's suit, 2 shirts, 2 ties, and 2 pocket squares. And we're going to announce the winner in November for the Veterans Day special that we're running. Our Veterans Day, we're actually going to do a Veterans Day special event the 11th of November, 90-minute special at 7 p.m. We're putting together an entire cast of characters. So far committed, we have Lamont Christian of Big Red Barn, JB Hasso, and we're working on some other big names as of this morning. It's going to be pretty awesome. So stay tuned. And of course, James and I will be there. I tried to get James off, but he's still going to.
I just thank you for keeping space for me.
So thanks. And then don't forget Friday, we have JTF 214 on. It'll be on LinkedIn on our pages. We're doing Fun Film Friday, and we're doing what are we doing?
The year you were born, 1970.
Were you not born in the 70s? Were you born in the 80s?
No, I'm an 80s baby.
Oh
80s.
Gosh, I feel old. Well, Kyle was probably born in the 90s.
I'm lying, but anyway.
But anyways, we're going to do Fun Film Friday, where we take business lessons learned from films that we did, just like we did with Disney. This year we're going to do, or this week we're going to do the 70s. I think I'm going to do Rocky.
I have 2 good ones. I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing.
All right. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Come on.
You've been watching the Lounge with Legends show on E360 TV, countering the narrative that veterans are all broken misfit toys. Veterans are the lifeblood of American freedom. Serving in harsh situations, coupled with their training, have forged them into some of the most resilient and capable leaders in the world. And that's where we come in, celebrating the success stories, taking you on a journey of transformation from military to business. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll be back soon. But find us on Facebook at Lounge with Legend or at JTF 214. Till next time.